carrying on with Romero films I've been watching. Well, this is the second one I've been watching for the marathon. There is a Romero film on Mubi right now, but maybe I'll watch it. You know, I think it expires sooner than Cronenberg's Shivers, and I'm wondering maybe the Romero film takes precedence, and due to the fact I'll be watching 3 Romero Dead films, and then I think I'll include Zombieland because it sort of, you know, incorporates it, so it's the same theme. Maybe the film that Romero directed that's on Mubi right now, I think it shares its title with another film. I don't know. I just can't remember things that well these days. I think it's a fairly well-known title, but it's another film title that I know it under. I can't remember Romero's actual film. But anyways, so we're up to day 23, I believe. Land of the Dead, the sequel to Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead came out in '85. This one came out in 2005, 20 years later. It was made in Canada. I've picked up some things as I've been watching this. I think like with my previous review, I was a little rusty perhaps because I haven't been doing these reviews like every single day, you know, getting the habit, the discipline of, you know, articulating well what I'm trying to say. Anyways, I found out, you know, when I saw George Romero at the horror convention that he had moved up to Canada. And the thing is, like on the commentary for Dawn of the Dead, I never listened to the commentary day for day, but he didn't like to work for big studios because he didn't want them meddling. I think one of the reasons why he didn't like to work for a big studio was because they would take his cut and cut it to their specifications as to how it should be presented. And it might have been that case with this one because it's produced by Universal. It's an unrated director's cut. It's got some it's got a big star in it. It's got what's his name? Dennis Hopper, and he plays a pretty good villain in this. And you also have John Leguizamo. You have well, I think there's another big name, but I can't remember who it is. So this is pretty interesting. I thought I'd like this less than than I thought it would, but it wasn't too bad, and it the middle started picking up a little bit more than the starting, and because the starting of it sort of reminded me of other zombie films where they go into town, they get chased by zombies, they almost get, you know, cornered by a zombie, or there's a zombie that hangs on to the motorcycle or car and they have to bash the head off, you know, typical zombie scenes, you know. And but anyways, these people are getting supplies for this city, and the city is ruled by this guy, the Dennis Hopper character, who's wealthy, and he lives at the top of the skyscraper. It's like a penthouse or something. And John Leguizamo wants a luxurious life too, and most of the people are kind of oppressed. They're living poor on the streets. So, you know, Romero's trying to make a point about something here. I think he makes a point with the zombie films, like the inhumanity from man against man, man against man. It's the zombies, in a way, are not really the villains. The villains are really the other human beings and how they treat each other. Maybe the zombies are a result of what society has become or whatever. I mean, with Dawn of the Dead, it's about consumption. It's about consumerism. With Day, it's what is Day? I think it treads on those same themes. You know, maybe it's making a point. You know, if I listen to commentary on Day of the Dead, I might get a more full, fleshed out view of what it's all about. But anyways, Day of the Dead, you know, the Jamaican guy, as I've said in my previous video, he's saying like chasing these. I think science is a great is an important place. I guess he's trying to say that we gotta enjoy our lives while we're living them because they're short. And I guess the zombies sort of hearken to that because they're going to shorten people's lives anyways. I guess it's a way you could put it. And the military just cares about their power and not about the welfare of the people. Maybe that's it. Yeah, because I mean, like, if you look at it from Land of the Dead, the military is really keeping in power the Dennis Hopper character. There's a zombie in this film. He's like the main zombie. He's a black. He must be an auto mechanic or something in his when he was alive. But he's intelligent. He knows how to. He picks up something and he realizes how to use it. And in this particular film and in Day, they're getting more intelligent. They're learning how to overcome obstacles that the humans are putting in front of them, like electric fences. They're learning ways to get around it so they can get to their victims. And I don't want to reveal too much away. There's a bridge. This bridge is blocking the way into this city, and there's a river going around it. On the other side of the city, I think it's all land, but it's got electrical fence around it so that the zombies can't get in. But this river is blocking the way. I don't know if I should say anything about the river and the zombies. I don't want to give anything away because it's not a bad film. I think you'd enjoy it. I want to say there's another film I've seen with zombies in it. It's not a Romero film. I can't remember the director. I do have it on Blu-ray. It's called Shockwaves. I saw that director of Shockwaves at the Alamo Drafthouse in Yonkers, New York, a few years back. And it's a really interesting film. I don't know if it's a fun film to watch, Shockwaves, but it's about, the director said that it's one of the 3 only Nazi zombie films ever made. So if you see, I mean, what you could do if you want to know how they connect, and so I don't spoil it for other people, you can Wikipedia Land of the Dead and Shockwaves. The Shockwaves film came out, maybe it was 1977. Brooke Adams is in it. Peter Cushing is in it. He's a bad guy, Peter Cushing. And what's that guy's name? Carradine. Now, I don't know if he's connected to the Kill Bill guy, what's his name? Carradine, something Carradine. Dave Carradine? I don't know. I think there are 2 Carradines in film history. One of them, is, the Kung Fu guy, Kill Bill. And there's another guy, older man, back in the 70s, who was in the Shockwaves movie. But both of the Shockwaves and this movie Land of the Dead share something in common. If you watch both of the films, you'll notice what that is. And if you don't want to watch it and you want to know what the spoiler is, just Wikipedia it and you'll know. So, and I can't believe it, I forgot to give stars to the other film, Day of the Dead. Out of 5 stars for Day of the Dead, I'd give it I'm going to give it 4.5 stars, I think. I enjoyed it. Roger Ebert didn't really like Day of the Dead, I think. It says so. I think Romero includes it with the booklet that comes with it. I'd love to watch all the special features of all these movies, but I'm trying to get these films all done by the end of October, or at least the early start of November. And then carrying on to this movie, I'm going to give it at least, well, maybe 4. I don't know if 4.5 I would give this. It's either a 4 and a 4 or a 4.5. Maybe 4.5. It could be a 4, somewhere in between a 4 or a 4.5. It's worth watching. I think you'll like it. The only thing I'd mention about these Romero movies that some people might not like is that they're big on gore. You know, like you see human body parts torn apart. Dawn of the Dead has it too. Night of the Living Dead has it. Night of the Living Dead is regarded as a classic, so if people want to watch a film that's regarded as a classic horror movie, like The Exorcist, but you know, if you know, there are other horror movies that have been made that are pretty quite graphic, and some people don't like that kind of stuff. You know, they like more thriller-esque, more psychological, suggested horror. But with these Romero Dead movies, you're going to see a lot of gore. You're going to see body parts taken apart and people eating on fingers and arms and legs and tearing open stomachs and pulling heads off. You know, you know what? It was sort of horrifying watching it in day. But then with Land, I was getting so used to it. I was kind of laughing because it was so over the top, you know, like all these zombies just ripping apart a guy's body. Yeah, so I'll leave it at that. I don't know if I'll watch. I don't know what time it is because I don't have recording this video. I can't see the time. I would be able to see it on my computer, but not on my iPhone. I'll see what the time is when I load this up, which will be right now. I don't know what time it is right now, but it's after midnight. I know that. It's probably after 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m. right now. I may watch another film. I'm not sure. And it's going to be Diary of the Dead, I would guess, I would say. You know, to continue, you know, to finish off the Romero Dead series. Anyways, you'll see me soon, whether that be tonight or sometime tomorrow, probably. Yeah, so anyways, this is day, where are we now? This is belated day 23, right? Yes, so 8 more to go. So I think 22, 23. Yes, eight more movies to go, and then I'm done. So all right, thanks a lot for watching. Watch some scary movies. See you soon. Bye.